then is to encourage the women and to show that whatever the men can do, we can do it. I also want to encourage the youth to venture into ship breeding. I want the government to support us in this.
The Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry facilitates business development, promotes trade, and advances the interests of businesses within and outside of the country. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Now, also the Vice President on Wednesday officially opened a 4-day meeting of heads of various international Red Cross and Red Crescent bodies as the Gambia prepares to take over as chair of the Sahel Plus Group for the next 4 years. More in this report. Addressing delegates consisting mostly of presidents of Red Cross and Red Crescent societies in Africa and beyond, the Vice President, Dr. Aïssatou Touré, commended the Gambia Red Cross Society for their efforts in helping government address existing and emerging humanitarian challenges. She also reiterated government's commitment to continue working closely with the Red Cross.
The Gambia government recognized the excellent work done by the Gambia Red Cross Society during the past years, especially in supporting government efforts in responding to the COVID-19 pandemic and other disasters. The Gambia Red Cross Society has also been instrumental in supporting government's development efforts through the various partnerships with the UN system in the Gambia.
Jato Silla, President of the Gambia Red Cross Society, and Mohamed Mukea, Regional Director of the International Federation of the Red Cross for Africa, both underscored the importance of this international convergence and also highlighted the need for a united Africa, especially in addressing some of the humanitarian challenges confronting the Sahel region.
The Sahel region has been facing one of the fastest growing displacement crises in the world due to various reasons. Food insecurity, hunger crisis, as well as chronic and acute malnutrition are persistently high in the region, coupled with widespread poverty.
It is really important for us, and I'm very pleasantly happy to see this very strong auxiliary relationship between the government of the Gambia and the Gambia Red Cross. I think this is fundamentally what we have to be as a Red Cross, Red Crescent national societies. We need to work on the domestic. We need to have clear plans and roles that given to us to support the governmental efforts to achieve their agenda.
This meeting provides an opportunity for Red Cross and Red Crescent heads across the continent to review activities, challenges and achievements of their various national societies with a view to providing more support. At the end of the meeting, the Gambia will assume the chairmanship of the Sahel Plus Group for the next 4 years. Other speakers include Valentine Banasconi, head of ICRC, and Smanes Onyasi for QTV News. And that report will lead us to a short commercial break, but when we return, we have some more local and sports news. Stay tuned.
Begin your SUV life. S-Pass Motors, the new authorized dealer for Kia. Visit us today or call us on 3522 222 353 2222.
Everything I touch turns into light. I am the light at the end of the tunnel, and my technology is the answer. I am the happiness in your life. I keep you connected, and I am Q-Power. I am Q-Cell. I am Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow. Call 111 for more information.
Welcome back from that commercial break. Reminded you're following QTV News and we're coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. Now, about 30 media practitioners from various media institutions on Tuesday gathered for a two-day government media dialogue to enhance cooperation on migration. Lolem Kamara tells us more.
The event is organized by the Department of Information Services in collaboration with the Gambia Press Union, with support from the International Organization for Migration, IOM. Some of the important issues discussed include alternatives to irregular migration, readmission and reintegration into society, and some of the challenges faced by journalists in proactive disclosure and information sharing and capacity building. Modu Diouf, the Secretary General of the Gambia Press Union, while highlighting some of the challenges journalists face in reporting migration issues, says dialogue is important as it will avail journalists to better understand issues relating to migration.
Journalists usually go through a lot of challenges regarding access to information when they are doing stories on migration, especially from the side of the government. Some of these things also affect reporting in terms of accuracy, in terms of getting the right information to give to the public. Because migration is a topical issue in the Gambia, and people are supposed to be not only informed, but educated about issues of migration.
Prince Abubakar Aminata Sankano, Principal Information Officer at the Department of Information Services, said while migration is an unavoidable topic for reporting and public disclosure, it should be based on accurate information.
Yeah, there's enough information there. We have the Freedom of Information Act, which provide a legal environment, for people to claim to request information. The information is there. What happened? There's too much sensationalism. Many people are carried away by emotions, so they are all following only one particular set of information. But if you look at migration, it's very broad. It depends on what kind of information. You just say information like that, it's too broad. You have to be specific. We need this kind of typical information on this particular topic or on this particular issue, and it's available. But if they just say, oh, we have no access to information, you have to be specific.
Mariama Cham, a participant, has this to say.
Having this dialogue between the government and also the media will help us know how to get information when it comes to migration reporting, who are the stakeholders that we need to involve, and who are the people that we need to involve when it comes to reporting on migration. Because, migration is a very sensitive issue when it comes to the Gambia here, because like most of the trainers say, the public normally set the trend for the journalists, when it should be the journalists setting the trend in order to report on issues.
Migrants in irregular situations are particularly vulnerable to discrimination, exploitation, abuse, and human trafficking. When reporting on these issues, accurate information helps overcome stereotypes and misconceptions. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Now, Peace Ambassadors to Gambia on Thursday convened a multi-sectoral engagement forum targeting security personnel and CSOs on inclusive and sustainable peace approach to election. Alusise has more.
The day forum, which brought together senior caliber of law enforcement officers, most of whom operation commanders and CSOs, was meant to dialogue and discuss issues relating to security and conflict prevention and map out strategies on how to solve them. It comes less than a month before Gambians return to the polls on 9th April to vote in a parliamentary election. At a time when emotions are very high, especially during this campaign period, managing conflicts is very important to maintain a peaceful exercise. Fabakary Kale, Head of Crisis Management, Peace Ambassadors, the Gambia, says in responding to conflicting situations, especially during elections, peace is a key alternative rather than violence.
And every development comes with changes. And every change in itself is conflict. Because there will be a struggle between the structures, the people in place, and those outside the structures who want the structure to change, perceiving or assuming that they will get something. So the conflict will exist. So as human, we are bound to be in conflict. But we have alternatives in dealing with conflict, which may not be violence. And for us, that is peace.
For many, there is a need for mass civic education to raise the political awareness of the public. Yusufa Bojang, Programs Manager at the National Center for Civic Education, said the upcoming parliamentary election will be a tightly contested one that requires concerted efforts to promote and maintain peace and order.
if we observe the rule of law, I think we'll be able to sail through this process peacefully. But what normally happens is sometimes we are carried too much by emotions, and we tend to forget about what the law says, and sometimes we think the laws are so bad that we don't even need to observe those laws.
The security has been praised for improving in their overall dealing with the public, particularly in the last presidential election. However, certain incidents of reported police use of excessive force suggest there is still room for improvement. Siré Jabang, Deputy Commissioner of Operations at the Gambia Police Force, uploaded Peace Ambassadors the Gambia for organizing what she described as apt and necessary, as the role of security personnel is integral in having successful election. While stressing the need for security personnel to respect for the rights of people, Jabang calls on all actors to help make their work easy.
So if the politicians behave according or in confinement to the law, then there would be no problem. Then you have the electorates. The electorates have the right to go out and vote any candidate of their choice. But then again, it has to be done in the confinement of the law.
Juju Jallo, Programs Manager, Peace Ambassadors the Gambia, said this forum is a beginning of many to follow in the coming weeks across the country.
As we all know, parliamentary is fast approaching, and it's important we talk to each other. Once we talk to each other, we can able to maintain the peace we all want. And as this activity too is funded by UNDP under the Peace Building Fund.
It is hoped that the outcome of this forum will serve as a future reminder to the security personnel on the need to act within the law and not emotions in dealing with the public. Equally, it is important for citizens and political party leaders to respect the laws governing the country and electoral processes such as the Code of Conduct. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
And from that report there by Aliou Cissé, we'll now take a look at some exciting sports news in a moment. The national male and female volleyball teams are preparing for the qualifiers for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Ghana will host the qualifiers later this month. Our sports reporter Modu Gajaga visited the teams at their training ground, and this is his report.
Intensive and rigorous preparations for the male and female teams at the Bakau Beach ahead of the qualifiers for a place at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games. In the female team, the most capped player, Abi Kujabi, partners Anna Marie Bojang, while Mam Jara Jame will be their reserve player. They share their expectations ahead of the qualifiers.
Yeah, this time we are well prepared. As you can see, since November we are preparing, sacrificing, training, and then at the latter part the federation has come in also to support us, which is very good for us as a team.
I'm so glad that I have a coach that is more experienced in terms of beach volley, and I'm doing all my best. I was so surprised that when I have been called to attend this training, and unfortunately, since I started training, I have seen myself in a level that I wasn't expecting this. But I would say Alhamdulillah.
The male team comprises the medal-winning Qatar-based professional players Seni Jao and Baibabu Jara, ranked first in Africa by the International Volleyball Federation. They will face other Commonwealth nations like Ghana, Rwanda, Nigeria and Mozambique, amongst others, to secure one qualification spot for Africa. Baibabu Jara says they will do their best to book their tickets to the Birmingham Games scheduled for late July.
As we are working on me and my teammates, like we are 100% ready to for that qualification in Ghana. So hopefully, though we are the favorites, but hopefully we have mentally we are ready for that competition.
The qualifiers will be held in Accra, Ghana from March 25th to the 29th. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, we wish them all the best of luck, and I'm afraid that's all about it for this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap for main headlines. The head of brand and communications at the OIC Gambia Secretariat, Fali Fadera, has confirmed that Gambia is still the rightful host of the 2022 OIC Summit. The GCCI on Wednesday officially opened its 15th annual International Trade Fair in Bruceby. About 500 participants are taking part this year. The Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure, on Wednesday officially opened a 4-day meeting of heads of various international Red Cross and Red Crescent bodies. About 30 media practitioners from various media institutions on Tuesday gathered for a 2-day government media dialogue to enhance cooperation on migration. And in sports news, the national male and female volleyball teams are preparing for the qualifiers for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. That is all we have for you in this bulletin. Do join us at 10 p.m. for more news. Thanks for watching.